Pray for Jeremy. We're going to start in Genesis. Everybody knows from all my life. But every time I read Bible, more out of stories, I used to think of a lot of the stories as children's stories. Found out they're not for children, just as much me as they are them. But as I was reading through Jacob's life, anytime I read my Bible, I ask the Lord to help me open my eyes to what's here, show me something. And as I read through Jacob's life, things came out I've wondered about, thought about, but then some things just like, and just think, there's about less than 10 chapters that are many years, and it takes us a matter of, some of you, very short time to read. It takes me longer. But what happens in cram all those times together, and we lose a lot, I think. But I'm going to booger up names, so just pray for me as I read here. But we're going to start in Genesis 27, starting in verse 1. And it came to pass that Isaac was old, eyes were so that he could not see, and called Esau his eldest son, and said unto my son, and he said unto, behold, here am I. He said, behold, now I am old, I know not the days of my death. Now therefore take, I pray thee, thy weapons, thy quiver, thy bow, and go out to the field, and take me some venison, make me savory, such as I love, and bring it to me, that I may eat, and my soul may be blessed. My soul may bless thee before I die. We're going to just stop there. One of the things I want, this actually was supposed to be a very quick go through. I stalled out. So this is the beginning of my next month's Sunday school lesson too, because I want to go through and kind of touch on where God really touched and how God worked. But here, Isaac says, I am old. My eyes are, and I'm going to die. Think about it and read that. But in our mind, as quick as we read it, it happens in a hurry. But I just want to focus on, he was old. You know the story, how that Rebecca got Jacob to go kill the goats, and they come in and they fooled Isaac, and got the blessing, and got the, so brother's mad at him. Go down to verse 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at a hand. Then will I slay my brother. And these words of Esau, the elder son, was told to Rebekah, and called Jacob her younger son, and said to him, behold, thy brother Esau, touching thee, doth comfort himself, proposing to kill thee. I'm going to stop real quick right there. If you go look at verse 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing. And further down, Esau said in his heart. Was this said aloud? Said in his heart. But yet, Rebekah, that kind of popped out. I've never seen that before. So who told Rebekah? God told Rebekah, I think. God knew what Esau was going to do. And told Rebekah, and Rebekah would know her sons. You know, she's raised them. I don't know how old they are at this point in time. What did she say? You've got to go. Your brother's going to kill you. So in verse 43, now therefore, my son, obey my voice and arise, flee thou to Laban, what my brother's brother Ammon, and tarry with him a few days until thy brother's fury turn away, until thy brother's anger turn away from thee, and he forget that which thou hast done to him. Then I will send and fetch thee thence. Why should I be deprived also of both one day? I think it's kind of funny whenever it says, what done to your brother? Part of that. Yet she pointed it at, well, he's the one that got the blessing. Verse 46, and Rebekah said unto Isaac, I am weary of my life because of the daughters of the Hittite. If Jacob take a wife of the daughter of Hittite, shall also these which are of the daughters of the land, what good shall my life do me? So she doesn't want Jacob to take a wife of the local people. So then Isaac calls Jacob, tells him to go to your mom's family, basically, and take a wife from. But Isaac doesn't realize what Esau's going to do. I don't. But you'd think he would know too. So in verse 28. 28 verse 10. And Jacob was left, get away from Esau. Jacob went out from there and went toward Haran, and lighted upon a certain place and tarried there all night because the sun was set. And took of the stones that of that place and put them for a pillows, and lay down in place to sleep. And behold, a ladder set up on the earth, the top of it reached to heaven. Behold, the angels of God ascended and descended on it. And beheld, the Lord stood above it, and said, I am the Lord God of Abraham, thy father, and the God of Isaac. The land whereon thou liest, to thee will I give it, and thy seed. Thy seed shall be as the dust of the earth, and thou shall spread abroad to the west and to the east and to the north, south, sea, and in every sea shall all the families of the earth be blessed. And behold, I am with thee, and will keep all places wherein thou goest, will bring thee again unto this land, where I will not leave thee until I have done that which I have spoken unto thee. So here Jacob went to sleep, and basically God gave him the same covenant that he gave Abraham and Isaac, but he also comforted him in telling him, wherever you go, I'm going to be there. And his life, you can see it too in his life as we go on into this. And this is where I ended up. It was like, this is more than one lesson, because there's so much in here. Here in going down in verse 16, and Jacob awoken out of his sleep, said, surely the Lord is in this place. And I know it, and I knew it not, and he was afraid, and said, how dreadful is this place? This is none other but the house of God, and this is the gate to heaven. And Jacob arose early in the morning, and took the stone that he had put for his pillows, set it on for a pillar, and poured oil upon the top of it. He called the name of the place Bethel, but the name of the city was called Uz at the first. Jacob vowed a vow, saying, if God will be with me and will keep me this way that I go, and will give me bread to eat, raiment to put on, so that I come again to my father's house in peace, then shall the Lord be my God, and this stone which I have set for a pillar shall be God's house, and of all that thou shalt give me, I will surely give thee the tenth unto it. Here's Jacob, after seeing the dream, and God telling him he'll be with him. He vowed a vow and said, if God be with me, and I can return in peace, then will he be my God. I think he never left God. You look at his life, I think God was always there for him. God was with him. I think he also recognized God, not just here, but I think in his life. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. And I think it's kind of neat. Where did he, last he said, this will be God's house. And he said, and whatever God gives me, I will surely give the tenth unto thee. He already said, whatever God gives me, I'm going to give a tenth. Where did he learn that? And it's amazing. Abraham, in his life, he gives 10%. He gives tithe to Melchizedek, a priest, when he got Lot back. I think that's kind of neat. Their family taught each other, and I think that's what's gone astray today. We're not teaching like the rainbow. Brian taught the devotion on, and here God is with them. God is with him. God blessed him. I think it ain't the way the world is so up in arms about Israel, but yet we are blessed because of him, because of them. And I'm trying not to get too far ahead, because here Jacob's left, and he's vowed a vow. And goes on. Time's going by faster than I was expecting it to. But and we'll start here in chapter 29, verse 1. Then Jacob went on his journey and came unto the land of the people of the east, and looked, and behold, there a well in a field, and lo, there were 3 flocks of sheep laying by it, for out of the well they watered the flocks, and a great stone was upon the well's mouth. And there were all the flocks gathered, and they rolled the stone, the well's mouth, and watered the sheep, and put the stone again upon the well's mouth, and in his place. And Jacob said unto them, My brethren, whence be ye? And they said, From Haran and are we. And he said unto them, Know thee Laban, the son of Nero? And they said, We know him. And he said unto them, Is he well? And they said, He is well. Behold, Rachel, his daughter, cometh with the sheep. So here, Jacob has continued to travel. And he got to the place where he got to his family. And here comes Rachel. And they're waiting for everybody to get there to water all the animals at the one time. And then we go to chapter 9, or verse 9. And while he yet spake with them, Rachel came with her father's sheep, for she kept them. And it came to pass, when Jacob saw Rachel, the daughter of Laban, his mother's brother, and the sheep of Laban, his mother's brother, that Jacob went near and rolled the stone from the well's mouth, and watered the flock of Laban, his mother's brother. And Jacob kissed Rachel, and lifted up his voice and wept. And Jacob told Rachel that he was her father's brother, and that he was Rebekah's son. And she ran and told her father. And it came to pass, when Laban heard the tidings of Jacob, his sister's son, that he ran to meet him, and embraced him, and kissed him, and brought him unto the house. And he told Laban all things. So here, I think it's kind of neat. So as soon as he knew who she was, that this was family, he rolled the stone away, watered her sheep, and kissed her. And I think here he was praising God. I think he knew, just like Isaac's, when Abraham's servant went, he was maybe in the same way. But he was rejoicing. I think he wept because he was happy, knew that he had found where he needed to go. And you think about it, now we find it, we have technology that we can talk to anybody immediately. We can see them now with all the video calls and all. You think, when I was first born, back in the late 60s, best thing you had was a telephone or a letter. And everybody wrote, because you couldn't afford to have long distance phone calls. But here, and I know I mispronounced all these names, I'm sorry about that. I get them right once and then it's gone. But when Lebanon heard that this was his sister's son, wouldn't that be exciting to find out? And he ran to him, and they went back home, and he probably talked for no telling how long. But I wonder if he told why he was there. You know, I took my brother's blessing as a firstborn. You know, I wonder if he said that. But I think as you get into the story and the more about how he lived his life, I think he told how God had blessed him. Because as you go through, and we'll get onto this next time when we get into it, how God was with Jacob as he served, ended up with his father-in-law in all those years, and Laban didn't want him to leave because he said, God has blessed me because of you. That's what God said when he told him the covenants with you. Look, you know, and his family. And as I read through and all these, I got to see things I'd never seen. Timelines, which now I understand you need a timeline here. But as God was blessing Jacob, and there's things that, well, there's a lot in here, a lot in this. Because I just wanted to skip and hit highlights and be done with it. But it didn't happen. I didn't even get through my study all the way through what I want. But Jacob has got to his family. We're going to stop here. But this is where Jacob has got to his family. And he's met Rebecca or Rachel. He'll soon meet Leah. And reading through how God blessed Leah and Jacob and Rachel and how God worked, it's just amazing to see all that. And as I get in, I read it, I see why Jacob finally understood that Leah was the one, not Rachel. Yeah. But we'll stop there. To me, it's just exciting to see things come out of this for me. So we'll be dismissed with a word of prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for the many blessings you've given us. Thank you most of all for salvation. Lord, just bless the rest of the services. Lord, just give Dad the word that you want us to hear, and give us ears to hear it. And Lord, just bless the ones that's lost loved ones. Give them comfort in their time of need. Lord, just bless Jeremy and his family, and Lord, lay your hand upon them. Lord, just bless the many that are traveling this week, that you'll give them safety in their travels. Bless our church. Give us the members that you want us to have, and Lord, just help us to grow as you see fit. Lord, just bless our nation, our leaders, and Lord, bless our country, and Lord, just bless Israel. Know you will. Know how things turn out. And Lord, just bless us to be a witness, and forgive us of our many sins and our shortcomings. Pray.